All right. Welcome, everybody. Adjusting my camera. It's going low. I told you I broke my light. I broke my light, and it is the bane of my existence trying to get my camera set up. That should be good, I think. That should be good. Welcome, everybody. I'm trying to get everything organized here. It's a mess. There we go. Good enough. All right. Welcome, folks. Hello, all on YouTube. Let me get, all right. Good enough. It's falling a little. Oh. I told you I have my light set up, and my light broke like a week ago, and I'm just not buying a new one for the next month that I'm here in Chicago. But it's annoying as hell because it just keeps good enough. Okay, it keeps like slowly sinking, like quicksand, like quicksand. Exactly, Dave. I did put up some auction stuff. We'll talk about that at the end. Let me get TikTok rolling, guys, and then we are all set. Beep, 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 beep. Let's see. All right, live, grab my glasses. All right, 1 second here. Hey, Martin, 2024 election and Ukraine war and Ukraine news. All right. 1 second, guys. 24 election and Ukraine. There we go. Okay, TikTok looks good. Let me get this set up, and we are ready to rock and roll. All right. Spectacular. That looks kind of fun. Anyway, how are folks doing today? Sorry, I'm still just racing around here. Busy day like always. Yeah, pinch face works. Pinch face works. All right. All right. Going live. There we go. Okie dokie. Actually, I keep forgetting I want to hang on, close some things on my iPad because TikTok has been running slow on my iPad, and I don't know if it's a cache problem or what. Actually, you know what? Before I go live on TikTok, I am going to empty out some of my cache on TikTok. I think I can. Hold on, let me see. There's a way to do it. I'm just not sure how. Let's see. Let me do this 1 second, guys. Yeah, let's hold off on TikTok 1 second. I'm going to see if I can delete my cache because that may make TikTok work better. It wasn't working very well before. It keeps getting really slow. Like last night, I couldn't turn off TikTok. It was like running in the background, even though it wasn't on, which was weird. All right, where are my settings here? TikTok, why do you make life so hard? TikTok keeps changing the settings on me. And it's just like, all right, here we go. Okay, now free up space. Let's try that. Clear cache. It says I have 0 cache. Well, that would suggest that cache isn't a problem, but okay. All right. All right, we're going to go live now. Let's see what happens here. All right. Go live. All right, let's see what happens. Like I said, TikTok was going slow the last couple nights, and it wouldn't even let me turn it off. It's your birthday tomorrow, Jupiter. Happy birthday. There we go. Mirror my video. All right. There we go. Well, let's see what happens on TikTok today. I don't know if it's going to go any faster. Hopefully it does. I have a headache today, too. I think I ate too late. Oh, my God. This is going to drive me insane. The camera is just going to slowly sink like quicksand on me. All right. Notice we've got this above my head. Hey, TikTokers. Having issues with my YouTube camera today. And paper. All sorts of things in my way today. I will survive. Woo! Anyway, welcome, guys. Happy Friday, all. It is Friday, right? It is Friday. Yep. Happy October 4th to everybody. October already. God, it's so weird. The summer. I was going to say the summer is flying by. The summer has flown by officially. Let me grab the light here for YouTube and turn it down a little bit. Yeah, it's not making much of it. Just better for my eyes that way. Thank you, Who is that? John S. on TikTok. Thank you for the gift, John. So welcome, guys. How are we doing? Your body is... your birthday. Actually, I thought it said your body is towards the end of the month. I'm like, what the hell does that mean? Your birthday. Okay. Remind us. Thank you, Ava and Carol for the gifts. Thank you, guys. Camera sinking. Yeah, camera's going to keep sinking. We're just going to keep lifting it slowly, Solak. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Crazy American and Quota K. Yeah, I can't really help it. I've got a light. I've a light I use, which I can show you guys really quick. That's the light. You can see, but it broke on the stand, and the stand broke, and it's what I use when I'm here in Chicago, but since I'm not coming here again, really, to broadcast, I'm just going to let it yeah, I'm not going to buy a new one for the next 3 weeks. So basically, thank you, Carol, for the gift. Thank you, Chazak, or gifts from Carol. So anyway, it's okay. But the light's being a little annoying, and my camera keeps sinking. You guys are fine on TikTok. It's on YouTube. My camera's just like going slowly down. Thank you, Martin. Anyway, welcome, guys. So happy birthday, Jupiter. Exactly. Over on YouTube. Give some birthday congrats to Jupiter. So let's we're gonna do our usual, guys. We'll start talking about the election, and then we will talk about Ukraine. Remember, we've got our coffee talk tomorrow morning at 10:30 Central Time. That's 11:30 Eastern Time, US, where we get together just with the paid monthly subscribers on TikTok, YouTube, and Discord, and we hang out and talk. It's very informal. It's a smaller group. And it's kind of nice because it's such a small group to some degree. I mean, it's like 150 of us, maybe 100 of us, that we can chat much more easily. So it's like I can read all your comments. I don't prepare a script. So it's a much easier kind of hangout thing. Just to thank you guys for subscribing. Anybody who wants to join us, do subscribe. Actually, Bjorn, God bless it. Bjorn just offered 5 gift subscriptions that a number of regulars got them. John, Karen, Dave. Oh, no, Dave's just mentioning the birthday. Susie, TBI Chris, and Mama Knows Best. I recognize all those names. All of you guys get a 1-month membership thanks to Bjorn. So you have no excuse not to join us tomorrow morning. And anybody on TikTok wants to help. Geo510 Fitness is asking for a gift sub if anybody's got any. Can you get trolls? We can get trolls on the Hangout. It's rare. Actually, I don't know that we ever have. Thank you, Ava. It's easy enough to ban them. But basically, if a troll were able to get a gift membership or something, if a troll paid for it, they could join us. But if a troll really wants to pay me $5, you go, girl, because I can still kick your butt out of the. I forgot on YouTube. I always forget the signs on YouTube that make things happen. It's thank you, Johnny D. Anyway, you're trying to resub, but TikTok hates your card. Sorry, buddy. I've had that happen before too, not on TikTok, but other services where actually, I had a whole thing with Stripe once where it banned my credit card, and it was really bad though because Stripe works all over the internet, and it banned it was crazy. I finally found somebody at Stripe who found out what the problem was, but it was a couple of years of random websites wouldn't accept any of my credit cards, and it was because of the Stripe problem. So it's kind of creepy when something goes wrong, Yep, trolls do feed the algorithm. All right, guys, let's get rolling. So let's thank you, Martin, for subscribing, or if somebody bought Martin a subscription, I never quite know. So let's get rolling, guys. We'll start with Ukraine, and then the election, and then we'll move on to Ukraine. Great economic numbers this morning. We're going to talk again when we're talking about the U.S. election. We're talking about U.S. stuff, so a little insular to the Americans here. Any of the Europeans might find it a little, not as interesting. But hey, we got to talk U.S. politics. It's what matters right now. U.S. job numbers, excellent today. Excellent. As you probably know, we are in this sort of dance where the Federal Reserve is slowly lowering interest rates. The idea there is to help boost the economy because the concern was that job numbers were starting to weaken. Chad Crusher just got some new gift memberships too. That Flying Medic, Lotus, Sharon, Tree Robitaille, and Pat Lelucci, all of you guys got a gift membership. Several of you I know. Again, that means you get 1 month of sort of free little emojis. Your name is green, so I know that you're a subscriber, and you can join us for the Saturday show. So tomorrow morning, make sure you join us. All right, just to keep going. So the job numbers, basically, the Federal Reserve is lowering interest rates because there's a concern that the economy is slowing down too much. And if the economy slows down, we go into a recession. The problem is inflation's been a problem. No, inflation is pretty much no longer a problem, which is great. It's been resolved. But inflation and the economy, jobs, they can go opposite. Meaning, to get rid of inflation, you've got to raise interest rates. But when you raise interest rates, what happens? All your credit becomes more expensive, right? All the credit card debt you owe can become more expensive. Buying a new car can become more expensive. Buying a new house can become more expensive. For businesses, it becomes more expensive. Businesses that borrow money have to pay more money. So all of a sudden, businesses don't have enough money. They start cutting back on staff. They start firing people, right? So you get this, to get inflation out of the economy, you've got to raise interest rates, which can suppress or depress the economy, send you into a recession. Now, inflation is finally down. So the Federal Reserve is lowering interest rates, but they're hoping they're doing it in time that the economy doesn't collapse and go into a recession. Well, the job numbers today were great. 254,000 new jobs added in September. That blew away the estimate. Economists had estimated that there was going to be 140,000 jobs gained. Instead, 254,000. The unemployment rate dropped to 4.1% from 4.2%. So these are great numbers. But what matters a couple ways. If you're Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, it matters or if you're a Democrat, because this will help the election. People always vote based on how the economy is doing. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Norway Fox. Thank you, Roger. People are always, see, TikTok is messing up again. We're going to have a problem turning TikTok off again tonight. I can tell because when I'm trying to do stuff on the screen, it won't let me. It's just frozen. And I can see your guys' comments, but I can't actually scroll. TikTok, what is wrong with you? So this is very good news for Democrats, bad news for Republicans. The Republicans are already claiming it's a lie. The numbers are a lie. Have you noticed how pretty much everything Republicans don't like is always a lie? I mean, from MAGA Republicans, certainly. Because again, we've talked about this. MAGA Republicans are about lies. That is sadly, the basis of the movement with Donald Trump. So much of what Trump says is a lie. And any case, so they're upset that, America's economy is doing really well, that inflation has finally been tamed. Oh, well, what do you do? Life sucks. The Trump is so Trump, of course, every night I think we're going to have to do a Trump lie update. Thank you, Daniel. I will try restarting my device, but yeah, maybe if the mods can remind me later. Ash, send me a message, maybe telling me to restart my iPad. That may fix the problem. Exactly. I don't want to do it tonight. It's good enough. It's just when I try to turn it off, I have to shut the app, and then it keeps running it's not broadcasting, but it makes you guys think it's still live, which is what happened last night. Even though on my end it's dead, so you're not watching me do anything. Trump lamented the U.S. trade deficit today as tremendously large. The trade deficit is how much do you export compared to how much you import. Generally speaking, every country wants to export more. They want to sell more goods than they buy because that's good for the economy, right? Well, Trump decided to lie and pretend like the U.S. exports are terrible under Joe Biden. The trade deficit is tremendously large. In fact, the trade deficit hit its lowest level in a decade last year. It had ballooned to its highest peak in 2018 during Donald Trump's presidency. As always, Trump literally lies about everything, guys. He talked about violent crime. He talks about how bad violent crime is in America. Violent crime is at a 50-year low in America right now. When was violent crime at a high? Under Donald Trump's presidency. I kid you not, Google it. But the problem is he lies about all of this. And sadly, as we've talked about before, his people, unfortunately, kind of are very gullible, sadly. But more Trump lies today. So Trump spoke in Michigan today. He told a number of lies. Trump claimed he won the election in 2020, which is kind of funny because Trump has now flip-flopped about 4 different times on the election. A month ago, he claimed he won the election in 2020. Then September 5th, he said, I lost by a whisker. Then September 9th, Trump said, oh, I was just kidding. I really won the election. Then September 25th, last Wednesday, Trump said, I lost the election just by a whisper. And now yesterday and today, Trump again is saying, I didn't lose the election. I won the election. Now, the question arises, is he losing his mind? We know he's a pathological liar, but typically his pathological lies are not things that literally change every day. Like today, he's pro-Putin and tomorrow he's anti-Putin, right? His lies are consistent lies. In this case, he's literally been showing back and forth on whether he thinks he won the election every other day. And it's a little weird, guys. I think honestly, there's potentially something wrong with the guy. Who knows? But it's a little weird. Let me put it this way. If Joe Biden had flip-flopped 4 times in the last month on whether he won the election last time, all the media and everybody else would be talking about whether Biden's sick and whether Biden's mental health is okay, right? We all know this is what they did to Biden after the debate. Trump does it and everyone goes, la, 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 right? Oh, that's just Trump being Trump, lying every day. So Trump lied in Michigan today. He first claimed that he won the 2020 election. He then claimed that his campaign was ahead in all the polls in every swing state. Swing states are the 7 or so key states that each candidate needs, that Biden needs, that Kamala Harris needs, and Trump needs to win the election. They're pretty much a tie in every state, But what you've got is because of the margin of error of the polls, which means you do a poll, but the poll usually has 2 or 3 percentage points of wiggle room because it can't be exact. And they call that the margin of error, 2 or 3 percentage point margin of error. So meaning if there's a 3 percentage point margin of error and Kamala Harris is at 42 and Trump is at 40 in the polls, that's considered a tie, a statistical tie, you'll hear them call it. Thank you, Jetta. A statistical tie because the margin of error is 3%, which means it's big enough to make up the difference, right? Well, basically, Kamala Harris and Trump are tied in all the key states, the swing states. He's lying today and claiming he's ahead in every one. I mean, he's not. He's tied. And when you look at the polls in detail, Kamala Harris is ahead in like 3 or 4 of them. Trump is ahead in like 2 of them. They're tied in 1 of them. But because of the margin of error, they're really all ties. He just outright lied. And what worries me about him and creeps me about Trump. Thank you, Mike, for joining, for becoming a subscriber on YouTube. Welcome, Mike C. What bothers me about it is just the detail of the lie. Every single poll in 7 states, I'm ahead. I mean, he's just lying. And he lies in detail. And again, people believe it because it's a cult. And also, which I kind of understand. I mean, it is a cult, which I find a little disturbing. But I do kind of understand for Republicans how confusing it must be. Because I always say, like, for people, the camera is dropping again. Oh my God, hold on. I am going to try this another time. Here we go. Let's see if this will work better. It's driving me bonkers. All right, let's see now. My camera keeps syncing over on my computer because the lighting system is broke, so it kind of keeps going like. But you know, I was going to say I'm sort of sympathetic for Republicans about believing Trump's lies and believing the election lies and even the insurrection. Right? They tried to violently overthrow the government. The Republican Party did under Donald Trump, but you kind of have to not have sympathy for the terrorists because they are domestic terrorists, but think about this, Donald Trump keeps lying to them about the election and everything else. Fox News, their top news station, keeps lying to them about the election and everything else, right? So you got the presidential candidate, their president, their top TV news station, their newspapers they read all lie to them. Their members of Congress all lie to them. Imagine on the Democratic side if you had Joe Biden and Barack Obama lying to us about a really important thing. And you had the Washington Post and the New York Times and the BBC and CNN, right? Oh, everybody, and the top members of Congress, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, everybody lying, telling us the same lie, we would believe it. I mean, there is no way I would think, come on, you want me to believe Joe Biden, Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, CNN, the New York Times, Nancy Pelosi, they're all part of a conspiracy to lie to me? Come on, right? But that's what's happening on the Republican side. And I'm not saying we should therefore like embrace these guys and go, oh, you poor people, you're being lied to, because they're letting themselves be lied to. I mean, these are people, it's like when we talk about Russia, right? You know, the Russian people, yeah, they live under kind of a dictatorship, but they're kind of responsible for their own dictatorship. They're very happy with their own dictatorship, you know? Think adventures. But in any case, but it's something to keep in mind because it's true. When everybody keeps lying to you, at some point, it's kind of hard to believe that it's a lie because it's so many people you go, there can't be a conspiracy of lies, but there is. So Trump's lies today. Trump also lied about about the funding for emergency management for natural disasters. Thank you, Marie. In the U.S., we've got a system, actually an agency called FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Agency. And it's the federal government agency that deals with disasters, hurricanes. I was going to say volcanoes. We don't have volcanoes, but we have had volcano problems though. Drift in Alaska. I shouldn't say that. We have volcanoes in Alaska and Hawaii, but hurricanes, volcanoes, tornadoes, any kind of wildfires in California, right? And the Trump has been lying and claiming that. Hey, Marty, thank you for subscribing. Claiming that Joe Biden took money, thank you, NAR, took money from disaster relief and is spending it on like Mexican immigrants or something. He's not. Biden has actually given the states in the Southeast, most of them Republican, everything they need following the Hurricane Helene that just happened. Trump lied about that. Trump said, oh, Biden's refusing to talk to the Republican governor of Georgia and South Carolina. So the Republican governors of Georgia and South Carolina said, he's talking to us. He's giving us everything we want. He's just, again, lying about everything. So anyway, Trump again lied today and said, oh, Joe Biden has been taking money from disaster relief and he's not giving anything to the Southeast and he's giving it all to Mexicans. again, the detail of the lie is what's so amazing. He goes into detail and he just lies and lies and lies. And his people are, honestly, at some point, you should be very offended by the degree to which Donald Trump lies to you. I mean, not as a Democrat or as an independent, but as a Republican. I mean, what does it say about you that Donald Trump thinks the only way he can get your support and is to lie to you nonstop, but also he thinks you're so dumb and so stupid and gullible that he can keep lying to you and get away with it. Anyway. Trump then also complained about electric cars. The electric car industry is a threat to the auto industry, he said in Michigan. Trump's biggest supporter is Elon Musk, who's an electric car guy, and Trump loves him. So it's like, whatever. All right, J.D. Vance today. Oh, this is funny too. So what are they called? They're not called the Good Liars, are they? What are they called? That comedy duo, those two guys. Is it the Good Liars? What do they call themselves? Help me out here. There are these two liberals who go and they basically, thank you, James, they go and they interview Republicans basically and let the Republicans make fools of themselves just by interview. No, it's not Good Trial. There's an actual name for them. They're called the Good Liars. There's a name for these guys on Twitter and probably TikTok as well. And they go and they interview these guys and simply put a mic in front of their mouths and make them look stupid, really. Well, okay, now you're just, thank you. I know I'm correct, Donna. Everyone's just making stuff up here. Thank you, Donna. The Good Liars, they're called. One of them went and cornered J.D. Vance today and asked him and said, thank you, NAR, for the gift again, and asked him and said, do you think the 2020 election was rigged? J.D. Vance wouldn't answer the question. The guy kept going, it's a simple question. Just say that you don't think the 2020 election was rigged. Vance wouldn't answer the question, which is something he did the other night at the debate with Tim Walz, Kamala Harris's vice president, when Walz asked him if Joe Biden won the election and did Donald Trump lose the 2020 election, and J.D. Vance refused to answer the question. Now, why does it matter? It matters because Donald Trump tried to violently overthrow the government in a coup d'etat in the last election. And if Republicans are not willing to admit that Trump lost the election, then it suggests that they're still in the same mindset. They're still under the same game plan of trying to steal the next election as well. And again, steal it violently, which is what they did last time, what they certainly tried to do last time. Biden, speaking of which, Biden said today that he was confident the upcoming election will be free and fair. He does not know, however, whether it will be peaceful. Biden added, these things that Trump has said and the things that he said last time around when he didn't like the outcome of the election were very dangerous. Trump also claimed today, Trump lied again today. Like, guys, do we really want to do this for the next 4 years? Thank you, James. Do we really want to talk about this idiot for the next 4 years? I mean, seriously, right? I mean, every story about this guy is about who he hates, right? Hates women, hates immigrants, right? Hates Muslims. I mean, it's all about who he hates, who he loves. He loves the Russians. He loves Russian dictators. He loves North Korean communist dictators. He hates NATO. He hates our friends. He hates our allies. He hates the troops. He said American troops are service members are suckers and losers. I mean, do we really? And then there's the lies. Like today, I'm talking about all the lies Trump said just today. He hates women. Exactly. I forgot about the women. Do we really? I mean, do we want to sit here? It's actually, Jake, it's your apostrophe RE. Those of us on this side of the aisle believe in speaking proper English. Actually, on your side of the aisle, if you're going to be kind of racist against immigrants and stuff, I would hope you would at least learn to speak English correctly because, I mean, it kind of goes along with the whole thing, right? I mean, if you're going to hate foreigners, shouldn't you at least speak English correctly? I'm not quite sure how it works. I'm not quite sure how it works for racists because, I'm not one of them, but you just would think, you'd think. Thank you, Kronos. Oh, I doubt you. Well, Ken, you might. I doubt it, though. I doubt it. So Trump claimed today, another lie today. Trump tweeted today, this is fabulous. Trump tweets today that he's been endorsed by longtime JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon. No, he hasn't. Jamie Dimon's people had to go public and go, we didn't endorse Trump. What is he talking about? Guys, he's a pathological liar and he's out of his mind. Again, Joe Biden. If Joe Biden did half the things that Donald Trump did today, including claiming that a major corporate CEO endorsed him and the CEO had to come out and go, I don't know what he's even talking about, right? You would sit there and you'd say Biden was having a mental breakdown. Thank you, Andrew. I mean, any case. All right, let's move on to Ukraine. It is day 953 of Vladimir Putin's 3-day special military operation. Kyiv Independent did a nice summary of a BBC News Russia story. Russia's elite Marines have suffered 4 times higher losses during a year of fighting near Vuhledar in eastern Ukraine than during 10 years of the Second Chechen War. In other words, the Russians, which we kind of knew already, the Russians have suffered horrific losses in Ukraine. Horrific. Now, they've been getting away with it because Russia's a dictatorship and the Russian people don't seem to want to stand up to them, to Putin, but nonetheless. According to BBC, at least 211 Russian Marines from the 155th Brigade were killed during the battle for Vuhledar, with a number 42 missing. This far exceeds the same unit's losses during the decade-long Second Chechen War from 1999 to 2009. Fires broke out at 2 oil depots in Russia's Voronezh Oblast and Permkrai overnight. A source in the security service of Ukraine told the Kyiv Independent that the oil depot was struck by drones operated by the Ukrainian military. Per Sky News, fire also broke out at a fuel depot covering an area 10,000 square meters. The damage appears to be extensive, and image posted on social media. What's interesting about this attack, the other attack was relatively close to Ukraine. This attack is 1,500 kilometers east of Moscow. That's about 1,000 miles east of Moscow. Moscow is northeast of Ukraine. Well, kind of northeast. So if you're going 1,000 miles east of Moscow, you're talking it's 1,000 miles away from Ukraine. And Ukraine somehow was able to hit it. Again, whether it's the Ukrainians doing it directly, whether they're using Russians that are on their side, kind of Russian, I don't want to say terrorist groups, whatever you want to call them, but, irregulars, we can use a nice term for them, but basically Russians that are working for the Ukrainians, which is kind of wild, but very interesting. Sky News says also, no, I'm sorry, this is the same story from Sky News. A little more here. This was interesting. So we haven't had one of these partisans. Partisans is probably a nicer name for them. Russian saboteurs, that's another nice name. The Kid Dre, you're right, that's a nicer way. So the Ukrainians, we haven't had one of these stories in a while. The Ukrainians have made quite the name for themselves, blowing up Russians and Russian sympathizers, not sympathizers, Russian, what's the word I'm looking for here? Traitors, really, Ukrainian traitors who went and worked for the Russians. And the Ukrainians have blown them up. I mean, it's kind of wild, and they did it again in another car bomb. Collaborators, thank you, Overwhelmed. That's the word I was looking for. I was trying to think of the French World War II word, and it's collaborator. Yep, so collaborators, which are basically Ukrainians that once the Russians invade say, oh, we love Russia, we'll work for Russia, right? They're helping Russia occupy Ukraine. Well, the Ukrainians blew up one of them again. Their Ukrainians are very famous for using car bombs to blow up either Russian military people or collaborators, Ukrainians who help the Russians occupy Ukraine. This guy that was killed is, let me pull this up, a car carrying Andrei Korotky, the head of security working for the Russian occupation authorities in the Zaporizhzhia nuclear plant. So this is the Ukrainian nuclear plant that's in southern Ukraine that the Russians stole and have been occupying. Well, the head of security, they just blew up his car. They blew it up at 7 a.m., which basically means they got him right when he got into the car for work. And the video shows that the car blew up from inside and car's gone. He did not survive. The Estonian military intelligence says Ukrainian troops may be forced to withdraw from the key city of Pokrovsk in eastern Ukraine. As you know, we just learned this week the Ukrainians already had to withdraw from another key city, Vuhledar. The Estonians are saying the Ukrainians may also have to withdraw from this other city, Pokrovsk, which we've talked about before in eastern Ukraine. According to Estonian According to this source, the Eastern Front near Pokrovsk has been the scene of fierce fighting for several months and a focal point of Russia's offensive. The city is an important logistical hub for Ukrainian troops. Okay, yeah. So the Biden, this was interesting. Reporter asked the Biden administration today and said, okay, when Israel got attacked by Iran the other day, you, the Biden administration, used American ships to shoot down Iranian missiles coming at Israel. Why can't you use like similar methods to shoot down Russian missiles coming and attacking Ukraine? The Biden administration responded by saying that this would involve the United States in Moscow's full-scale war, and that would be wrong. When asked why we couldn't do it and why it was okay to do it for Israel, the Defense Department spokesperson said, these are two very different landscapes and battlefields. That's a bullshit answer. I mean, that's literally not an answer. She literally said, that's because Israel is different than Ukraine. Yeah, we know Israel's different than Ukraine, but you're able to shoot down Iranian missiles as they're trying to land in Israel. Why can't you shoot down Russian missiles as they're trying to land in Ukraine, right? The Russian missiles are unmanned. There's no human being in it. So it's not like you're blowing up Russian troops. Mind you, our weapons are already killing Russian troops. I mean, let's face it, right? We and the Europeans are responsible for killing like probably a couple 100,000 Russian troops along with the Ukrainians. But let's put that aside. The missiles coming in don't have any men on them. They're unmanned. What's the problem? Thank you, Jupiter Moon. It was very generous of you over on YouTube. What's the problem with shooting down Russian missiles once they're over Ukraine, right? Like when they're over Russia, okay, we'd be attacking Russian airspace. Why can't, I mean, I don't understand this, right? We can give the Ukrainians Patriot missiles to shoot down the missiles as they come into Ukraine, but why can't we just like put our ships nearby in southern Ukraine and just blow up the missiles as they're coming into Ukraine? It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. Tad, I would ask, do you want World War III? Oh, you're a Russian. I'm sorry. Tad's a troll. Bye, Tad. Tad's leaving already. Tad, I'm not going to tell you how I know Tad's a troll, but Tad made a crucial mistake in his post. Ash, make sure you guys get rid of him. He's not a real account. We get a lot of these guys that come that are fake accounts. That was very interesting. By the way, the World War III thing was the first thing that suggested he might be a Russian troll. I'm not going to tell you the other thing he did. Ash might recognize it, but don't tell everybody. He did something else in his post that made it, that I've told Ashley in the mics before, made it very clear that he was a Russian. Let me unplug the mic and plug it back in. Somebody said the mic is glitching. Hopefully not. There we go. In any case, yeah. So the best way, if you're worried about World War III, the best way to get World War III is to give the Russians everything they want. Because if you give the Russians everything they want in Ukraine, the Russians are going to attack Europe next. And if they attack Europe, we will literally have World War III. So I got news for you. Hitler, you know what happened in World War II? We literally sat there and everybody went, we don't want World War II. Well, in this case, World War II, everyone would say, we don't want World War II. Let's let Hitler invade Czechoslovakia. We don't want World War II. Let's let Hitler invade Poland. Right? We don't want another world war. Let's let Hitler have some breathing room, they called it in German. Or whatever living room. What was it? I don't speak German. What is it? Lebensraum? Is it living room? I think like room to breathe, room to live. So we let Hitler do all sorts of different things. And what did it do? He said, this is really cool. And then he reached a secret treaty with the Russians. Yeah. So the Russians were his ally, by the way, in World War II. The Russians don't like to tell you that. Yeah, we literally sat there and said, oh, we're afraid of having World War II. Let's let the Germans do whatever they want. And what did they do? The Germans said, thank you. I guess we'll start World War II and invade everybody. So if you're afraid of World War III, you should be standing up to the Russians. Because if you don't, and standing up to the Chinese, because if you don't, they're going to start another world war. By the way, we've got another troll here, leftist. I kind of, by the way, this is what I love. Now, mind you, these guys could be Russians. They could be Russians. They could be Trump supporters too. But I kind of like how, because I'm arguing that we should use America's military to stand up to the Russians and to stand up to the Chinese, to stand up to America's enemies, that makes me a leftist. I mean, do you get like how the Republicans have corrupted? Now, mind you, this guy also could be a Russian very easily. He could be a Russian troll, right? But that also could be the MAGA people pull that crap too. Oh, you must be left wing if you believe in America's military and support the troops and support NATO and believe in using our military to stand up to America's enemies. That makes you a liberal? Really? I thought that made you kind of an American. Right? That makes you a liberal. It's like, no, first of all, that really doesn't make you a liberal. Liberals have been pretty good. I said the left has been good on Ukraine. They're not always good on sort of warring stuff. Thank you, Misha. I see the flag has not changed yet, so I'm assuming we don't have citizenship yet. Misha, our Russian friend, who is getting American citizenship any day now, is over on YouTube. He said he was going to change the flag. Well, what you can now, to be a real American, Misha, you probably would use both flags, because while Americans are very big, we're big on being hyphenated Americans, meaning I'm a Greek American. Like, we're very proud. Now, having said that, being Russian American nowadays, iffy, depending who you talk to, as you well know. But nonetheless, we would typically stick with both flags if you were sort of the American approach to your ethnicity. German American, exactly. Anyway, all right. Let me move on here. Beep, beep, beep. France is going to send another 12 Caesar howitzers to Ukraine. Russian drone debris was in fact found in Romania. The Romanians reported today. Russia has summarily executed at least 93 Ukrainian prisoners of war on the battlefield, according to Ukraine's top prosecutor. Bloomberg says the European Union is progressing towards a package of sanctions targeting Iran for providing Russia with ballistic missiles. Actually, that's it for the news. That is it for the news today. And I will tell you, I finally set up, as I forget who on YouTube mentioned, I finally did set up some new auction items over at Discord. I took your guys' advice, since I'm sort of going through my mom's estate and trying to deal, as you can, well, the YouTubers can see, I've got a ton of stuff against the wall. For TikTokers, well, you can see some of the stuff against the wall there. But I finally decided to put stuff on Discord. So I've got maybe 10 different items from Mom's house, items that I like in particular, that I have put up there. I will show you a few. I don't want to spend the whole show showing you auction items, but do go and bid on them if you will, because we're trying to clean out the house. And I sort of I basically Googled them and set a low price to start with. So all of these things are priced below market value because I didn't want to be rude. But for example, and I will tell you, this one I almost kept. This is a Japanese Demitas mug that I think is absolutely stunning. It's one of Mom's. Mom only had two coffee cup. Only two of them, but it's absolutely beautiful. She's still got four of the plates, but she's got the two mugs, so I've got that up there. I've actually got a neat little, what do you call this? It's like a presepe or whatever in Italian. What do you call it? The like Joseph, Mary, and baby Jesus that my mom had painted on her birthday like 20 years ago. And none of us use this because this is more of a Catholic thing than a Greek thing. We typically don't put up Mary and Jesus. The creche, thank you. We don't typically put up the creche, the nativity scene at Christmas, but Mom had painted it. So anyway, auctioning off Mom's Mom was an artist, hand-painted nativity scene. I have got what is most likely a Ukrainian egg. This is very nice. Mom, again, collected nice stuff. I asked Vlad. He said he believes this is probably Ukrainian, not Russian, because I was a little worried. I was like, Russian or Ukrainian? Vlad said, I think it's Ukrainian, but it's a very pretty one. Now, I don't know if you guys can tell. I bought a number of these for auctioning last year on towards Easter, actually, on our Discord community. And I will tell you, this one's better because I can tell the artistic quality. This one is much better than the other one. It is a chicken egg. It's a hollow chicken egg. I'll show you guys. There's a little hole at the top. I don't know if you can actually see it, but there's a little hole at the top, and they blow out the chicken. The chicken. Anyway, this is very nice. I'm not going to show you too much more. Very cool piece of driftwood that I think is stunning, but more about that over there. A really nice piece of crystal that, again, basically I tried to take stuff that I would take. Thank you, user 33. Stuff that I would keep, but I'm not keeping because I've got too much stuff. And a lot of it is stuff that goes on tables and desks and stuff. I don't have a lot of shelf space in DC. This is a porpoise, but it's a Dome crystal, D-A-U-M. Dome is a very famous French crystal company. They make beautiful crystal. They've been around forever. And it's this little porpoise that's just, I think, absolutely stunning. But again, I don't need more stuff. Last two things I will show you. I am auctioning this. We're going to see if anybody wants this. This is a very nice, I showed you this the other day. This is a very nice decanter. It's German. I Googled it, like Nachtmann or something. It's very nice. and let's see if anybody wants it. But mom had a few of these that are, this is a very desirable one because it's green. The clear ones were about a third of the price. The green one was like 3 times the price. And finally, and I will stop showing you stuff now. Oh, 2 last things. I believe it's a Rodco Christmas ornament. Pretty sure, not 100% sure, but I love these. I just don't feel like putting it in my suitcase. And finally, okay, I'll stop. I know we're hawking stuff, but what do? We do auctions. The final thing, I think this is really pretty. It's a magnifying glass, but it's a very pretty kind of I don't know if it's Art Nouveau or what it is, but it's my mom's. It could have been my grandmother's, or mom got it. Mom got it like in the last 10 years because her vision was not so great. But I think it's just absolutely stunning. I'll show you guys with the little bee on it. And the colors are a little prettier in person, meaning it's a little like the green is a little bit of a stronger green. I just think it's absolutely, isn't it beautiful? I mean, it really is though. Like it's like, hello, hello. But I remember mom showing me this years ago and I was like, it's absolutely stunning. Anyway, mom had good taste. So we're going to auction off all of these things. If anybody's interested, I mean, basically we're trying to figure out how to sell a lot of the stuff because we took what we wanted, but you can only take so much stuff and we don't just want to like throw it out. We're not going to throw it out, obviously. So anyway, some of you would recommend it in addition to eBay and stuff. We've got a Discord community. Maybe I auctioned some there. So I am auctioning the stuff there. Let's see. Oh, her art. Oh my God. Poppy mentioned her art. I am actually auctioning off one of mom's paintings. A lot of mom's stuff, basically my nephews had already grabbed a lot of all of us had grabbed a lot of mom's paintings. So there were not a lot of paintings left. There is one left. There might be 2. There's one left that I like, actually. I just don't need more. I've already grabbed 4 of mom's paintings. Thank you, Mikey. There's one left that I am auctioning off. You guys can see it. I'm going to pick it up. You guys on YouTube can see it on the floor. Mom did watercolor, very good artist, among other things. She did watercolors, but she also did acrylics. She did, lithographs. She did clay. She did jewelry. Towards her later years, she did iconography, beautiful icons. And we're not allowed to sell the icons, the church. We believe, the church says, in the Greek church. Thank you, Elizabeth, because she's got some beautiful icons. But let me show you really quick the one painting we are auctioning. It's framed. So I'm telling people, if you want us to send the frame, we will. I mean, framed, I'll send it. But I checked, and it could be anywhere from $40 to $60 to have UPS package it and mail it in the US. So it's up to you. We can take it out of the frame and easily send it, but then you got to get it framed anyway. So it might be worth $60. But let me show you really quick. This is actually one of mom's nicest. I mean, I was kind of surprised nobody wanted it, but it's very nice. Anyway, I have no idea what inspired it, whether it was one of our vacations somewhere, but it's really pretty. Anyway, but I thought I would just mention, so we're auctioning this one. Somebody's already been bidding on this. I will say I think Eileen, I was glad to see. So that is there, but I will show you briefly, just for fun. This is an icon mom painted of Mary Magdalene. I mean, just to show you guys the work she did. This is Mary Magdalene. I mean, look at no, she took a ton of classes to learn how to, and she's an artist, but to learn how to do this. I mean, that's pretty good as icons go, I would say. Isn't it pretty cool? But, I would love to. I'm going to double check if we can sell this or not. My sister said supposedly she read we're not supposed to sell icons, so I wasn't sure. Like we're supposed to give them away to the church, so who knows? But I thought it was really. The hands are always very difficult. Mom always said that painting hands, so the hands are a little long, but it's really pretty, isn't it? Yeah. No, she was a good. She was a good artist. She was a very good artist. But and yeah, the metal is actually gold leaf or whatever that they put on there. It's actual gold that they learned to put on and smooth it so that it's super smooth and everything. It's very cool. Anyway, I'm going to find out because I would love to sell some of her icons if we're allowed to. For example, the Mary one. If your name's Mary or Maria, well, I guess if you're any Christian faith, the Virgin Mary works, I guess, right? But I just think, she made all of us one. So I've got St. John. My brother has St. George slaying the dragon. They're really cool. Anyway, so yeah, we'll see. Now that's true. You're right. We could potentially sell a few and just give it to the church, only because I just don't know what to do with them. I guess we're gonna give them away to the church because we're not gonna throw them out. But it's hard because mom was an artist and she has so much stuff. St. Ashley. Well, yeah, but your name must be based in something. Since you're Italian, your name must be based in something Christian, something biblical, I would assume. Because for us, our names have Greek Orthodox. Our name has to be based in a biblical name. So that's why you see so many Greeks. My generation, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Michael, like all the traditional, again, if you think Bible names, like Old Testament, I think especially, but Bible names, Nicholas. Yep. So you get a lot of the Greek names. Oh, this is cute. People are telling Misha the American Christmas traditions over on YouTube, because Misha, I told you, is from Russia, immigrated to the U.S. recently with his wife, and I think his wife's American, and is getting U.S. citizenship within the next few days, I think. Your mom had so many Bibles. You know what's funny too? My mom has so many little icons. Oh my God, she must have 20 or 30 or 40 of them. They're all over the house. We're going through a drawer, and I'm like, another icon. And they're like the little ones you'd put in your purse or on a little counter or something. And I'm like, another icon. But we can't throw them out because like that would be go to hell, right? So we had to collect all the icons, and we're gonna have to give them to the church, because like, what do you do with 30 or 40 icons? Trifena, or trifena. I'm not sure what it means though. Interesting. Dead of night at a homeless shelter. That's a nice idea. So they're telling Misha that American tradition, find and cut a Christmas tree the day after Thanksgiving or the weekend after Thanksgiving with the family. Yes, and you could also just buy it. My family, we never cut one, but we would buy a real Christmas tree. Only recently we bought Mom actually a very nice fake one that, again, if we can't find anybody to sell it, we're just going to give it away to charity. It's a really nice fake tree we got her that has lights on it. I mean, it's a beautiful tree, because I finally started liking fake trees. We could donate stuff to a Catholic school if it's, as long as, I don't know. Well, for Catholics though, like for example, a lot of the stuff Mom's got has Greek on it. So the Catholics probably wouldn't like that. It's they're Greek icons. Thank you, Diana, for the gift. But yeah, she always said hands were like the hardest. Oh, thank you, Annie. Oh, that's a good one. Thank you for the pumpkin head. I know that's a very generous one too. Thank you. I appreciate that. Why, Briar? Are you not liking it? Or Briar said, who cut your hair? My brother-in-law keeps asking me that. I'm thinking it means he doesn't like it. Who cut your hair? I'm like, why do you care? I like my hair. At first, I was a little shocked. I wanted it short. And then I said, and now I've gotten used to it. I really like it. And also it feels kind of fun. Like it's kind of funky the way it feels, Christmas tree is based off the Yule log. Oh, that's interesting. Thank you, Lori. Yeah, no, hands are apparently just very difficult to draw. Mom said like they're sort of, and she always had a hard time with hands too. They're sort of notorious. Thank you, Poppy. Somebody else told me that too. I was surprised. I didn't think short haircuts necessarily make you look younger, but they can. Thank you, Red. Yeah, mohawk. Not getting a mohawk, that's for sure. That's for sure. Anyway, what else? Anderson. I know some people say I'll take Anderson Cooper. I'll take that as a compliment. Why not? Whose grandma had the silver tree with the color wheel in front of it? Oh, not my grandmother, but my cousins did. My aunt and uncle had the silver tree with the color wheel. Those things are really expensive now if you've got one of those. Someone's at the front door. Let me see why. Hold on a second. Kind of weird, but one sec here. Oh, they're probably like my nephew or something. Oh, all right. Hey. All right. I am broadcasting live, so let me do that. Sorry, I thought I got you here. She's not here, although she should be coming. There's still stuff in there, so I can take it down, but I'm not sure where to put it.
I'll call her.
Okay. Anyway, I'm live in here, so.
Are we able to put something in the garage figure?
I'm live broadcasting to many people, so not in here. I wouldn't do it, but I don't know where to put it. Call her and ask her. I don't know. I'm not sure. But he took most of the big stuff. Sorry, we're moving. My nephew is here helping get some of the. We're moving some of the furniture to get new carpeting before we sell the house. It's not the cops again. Trust me, Lou and I thought maybe it was. That was my nephew. One of the other. We have many nieces and nephews. One of the other nephews. So you don't even have a doorbell. A Marine. Yeah, but Marines can work. Marine's not so bad. We have not given a price yet, i.e. Thank you, Felice. We're still kind of just trying to fix up the house a little bit. It's a little confusing because the market here in the Chicago area is very good. I mean, it's getting a little late in the year, but the market's very good here. But our town especially has like gone crazy. But some people might want to tear the house down. Some people might want to put money to build it up. If they're tearing the house down, you don't have to fix it. If they're building it up, we don't necessarily have to fix it. But we kind of feel like there's some things we should do anyway. Like the carpeting was kind of old and gross, and we don't want people walking through with gross carpeting. So we're kind of juggling this. Do you or don't you spend money getting stuff, done in the house? You know what I mean? It's kind of so we're trying to do some. We're trying to do some, but not a ton. So yeah, that's very funny, Papa. Yeah, chip in and buy mom's house. That would be kind of funny. Thank you, Pedro. Make it a party house for this. We are going to sell as is, but we're fixing a few things just cause, there's like the squirrels made a hole in the front of the house, like a small hole, but my brother thinks it looks ugly and stuff. So I'm like, the realtor is like, nobody cares. They made a small hole. But my brother says, so I'm gonna ask the realtor, his guy, what it would cost to fix the little hole and this kind of stuff. So we will see. Oh, Emil, I didn't know you were a naturalized citizen. Oh no, where were you from originally, Emil? I don't remember. Although with your name, we talked about your name before, but I didn't remember what your ethnic background was. Well, Magical, it's not great. I mean, Magical, sorry, talking about the Ukraine, Magical, thank you, Anne, for the gift, by the way. Magical asked, what does it mean to the war in Ukraine that they've evacuated 3 towns? I mean, they've lost one key town, Vuhledar. They're in danger of losing another one. What was it? Petrokivka, I think, the one that the Estonians were talking about today. It's not, you're Filipino. Okay. But that explains it, because I always get confused with you guys because many of you have those Spanish sounding names because of the history. So I often make that mistake with Filipinos. Yeah. Any case, I forgot with Ukraine. Yeah. So, I mean, it's not good news, but we kind of know, that it's a tie and the Russians are slowly advancing. So it's not good. At least it's small advancements, but it's still not good to have Russia even take over any small towns. You know what I mean? And from what we're hearing, the towns are somewhat strategic. North Korean soldier in Ukrainian land occupied by Russia. I did not hear about that yet. No. Were the reports anywhere credible, Jacob? You know what I mean? Oops. Just drinking my water is like splashing in my face. Were the reports anywhere that you would believe? New jobs report was fabulous. I started the show talking about that to Kid Dre. Exactly. They were expecting like 150,000 new jobs last month, and instead we got 254,000, which is great news. Oop, camera's dropping again, which is great news. Because it means that the economy is doing much better than expected, which means we are not only beating inflation, but we're beating it without sending the country into a recession, because it is very difficult to beat inflation without crashing the economy, because I explained at the beginning of the show, it deals with interest rates and it's complicated, but it looks like Biden was able to pull off beating inflation and yet not beating the economy, so to speak. So big deal today. Yep. The port strike is delayed. That's good news as well. What else? Yeah, I mean, and let's see what happens with U.S. support, as Go Royals is saying. I mean, if Trump wins the election, U.S. support's gone, probably to Ukraine, probably. Having said that, Trump seems a little bit worried. There seems to be some concern with Trump, because he wasn't going to meet Zelensky, and all of a sudden at the last minute he agreed, and then put out a very favorable statement. It was very strange. Did Buttigieg actually negotiate the deal? Is that true, Ned Smith? Ned Smith says Pete Buttigieg, who's our transportation secretary, negotiated the deal that postponed the strike. Is that true? Gracie, what do you think is going to happen in Lebanon? Lebanon is an effing mess, unfortunately, and it has been forever, sadly. I'd studied a lot of this in graduate school. Someone's parked in front of our house. I hope that's not my nephew, because I don't think you can park in front of a house. Hope that's not him. Let me yell upstairs. I don't think that's him. He's gonna get in trouble parking in front of the house. 1 second. Oh, I didn't put my microphone back on. Hold on a second. Matthias, you didn't park in front of the house, did you? You're gonna get a ticket. Do not park. You cannot park there. Oh no, someone's in front of the house. Never mind. Okay. My nephew cracks me up. He's funny. I said, you didn't park in front of the house. Yes. I said, okay, because you're going to get a ticket. Oh no, I didn't park in front of the house. I'm in the driveway. And it's like, okay, but then why did you say you parked in front of the house? So, microphone. You guys didn't tell me I didn't put my microphone back on. Pete is going to be a great president someday. Anyway, the Kyiv Post says 6 North Korean officers died after Ukrainian missile struck in eastern Ukraine. Wow. Oh, that's scary. That's scary. Wow. Oh. Oh, that's good, Misha. I mean, the Russian thing is a little funny. Well, it was a little funny years ago, too. Obviously, during the Cold War. The only thing during the Cold War was interesting with Russians in America because, obviously, Russians in the U.S. left Russia. So during the Cold War, for example, I didn't meet too many Russians. But if you met a Russian from Russia, it was creepy because you were always like meaning they still lived in Russia or they were working in Europe. Like when I was in France, every Russian you met, you suspected KGB back then because there just weren't a lot of Russians leaving the Soviet Union with money, right? Unless they were spies, basically. But now kind of a similar thing, though. You're a Russian who left Russia to come to America. That typically doesn't mean you're somebody who's like probably pro-Putin because you probably wouldn't come here if you were pro-Putin. But any case. So yeah, I'd be surprised if people give you, I mean, I hope they don't give you a hard time, but I'd be surprised if too many, it's more a thing like Russian. Oh, because like I meet Russians all the time, or people from Russia originally in DC, and they're always a little nervous because I'll hear an accent and go, oh, the accent, what is that? Because I'm from Chicago, we ask those questions. And they'll always be like, oh, it's Russian. And I'm like, oh, and I'm very nice. I'm like, oh, we're from Russia. I've been there a couple times. I'm not going to talk politics. How do you feel about Putin? But I would hope most Americans would be pretty good about that. And again, you came here. So it's kind of like, odds are you don't, I don't want to speak for you, but odds are you don't necessarily agree with Putin or you'd be living in Russia, But I know you got family there, so I'm not going to go there. American FBI agent being a Russian spy. No. Although we've had them. Which one was that? Which agent was that? Just kind of, do we know what was the name of the agent? I'm thinking of like the British ones, like Philbin or whatever. I don't remember any of the American ones. Thank you, user 682. The one with the suit. Anyway. So what else, guys? It's 602. Robert Hansen. I remember that name. Oh, yeah, that's a name. That was a big deal. That's a big deal. Donald Trump is a whining bullshitter. Cross-eyed. I don't know if he's cross-eyed. He's overweight and crazy and losing his mind lately, it seems. But Beep, 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 beep. Harris News, not really. I mean, she did a lot of campaign events today, but I don't really care. I mean, like, to me, it's not really news to be like, well, Kamala Harris spoke in this town today. I just find that kind of boring. So I didn't really update you guys on that kind of stuff. You're saying you're a whiny bullshitter. Okay, well, that's okay. We allow MAGA people here too. They're allowed. Typically, we would call them liars, not just whiny bullshitters, but, and naive and anti-American and hating the troops, like Donald Trump does hate the troops, which is sad. Called American soldiers suckers and losers. Likes America's enemies. Kind of sad. Tried to violently overthrow the government. Sad. Just very sad. Vuladar, not great. Yeah, we talked about it a couple times today, user 919. I mean, the Russians are, Sasha, what you doing? Oh, hold on. He shut the door. Don't do that. All right. Hang on. Sorry. Wait. 1 second. Make sure the door. 1 second here. Oh, jeez. Sasha, wait, stay here. Come here. Come here, come here, come here. Stay here. Come here. Come. Get inside. Get inside. What? Oh my God. Sasha! Get in here. Oh God. No, my nephews keep going in and out of the front door, but I don't want them to like take my dog with them. So she insisted on going in the other room, and now she's like not coming down. I'm gonna kill her. Hold on. Hold on. Hey, come here. Well, I don't want her to go out the front door though. Come here. Let's go. Hey. Oh my God. Get in here.
Do you think you're running the shop back upstairs? Or is that going to bother you?
It's probably okay. Let's find out. Well, I'll yell if it is. My nephew wants to run the big shop, what do you call it? Shop vac? Those big like business kind of vacuums for businesses and stuff. He goes, "Are you going to hear the shop vac?" I said, "Maybe. We'll find out." Hello. There you go. Okay. Come here, you. Go. Why don't you go sit down a second? Sasha got a haircut. If I told you guys, we've all gotten haircuts this week. There you go. There you go. Thank you. Russia has used thermobaric weapons in Ukraine. I don't know if they used one recently, but they've done it repeatedly. Yes, really horrible weapons. But they have Norway. Go Royals! Thank you for subscribing. What else, guys? What else? I've got a headache today. Like I said, I think maybe I ate late or didn't have enough coffee or something. I don't know. Something gave me like a food headache. I get those and then they don't go away till the next morning, unfortunately. North Korea just threatened nuclear war against the South. Now, North Korea is crazy. Oh, that's not so bad. Can you hear? That's not the worst. It's like kind of going brrr. Pretend it's a butterfly near my microphone. It's not too bad. We've learned that the mics are pretty strong here. Dinner, I actually made sort of something easy an hour ago. I had like a frozen chimichanga, some guacamole. It was enough to hold me over. Exactly, Dominic. It's white noise, so it's not too bad. And if he wants to vacuum the upstairs office, I'm like, works for me. Oh, nice. Oh, that's great, Misha. Oh, your brother's coming. That's all the family you have left. Then we can talk Russian politics once he's here. If you don't have any family back there, we can talk about it. I'm kidding you, but that's nice. Is your brother going to be staying here, or is he just visiting? Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, Running, for the gifts, by the way. Appreciate those guys. Dragomir. What a name. Is that Serbian, I'm going to guess? It's a Dragomir Novici or something like that. It looked like, I'm going to guess Serbian, but maybe not. Could be some other Eastern European, but cool name, though. Thank you, Running, for the Tiny Diny. My hair is gone. I know. I felt like cutting it off. The guy who cuts my hair was like, I want to cut it short. Let me cut it really short. And I said, okay. I'm liking it. Also, it's growing a little bit more now, too, which I think is helping make it less scalp and more hair. But it is kind of Anderson Coopery. I'm liking it. It is Serbian. Okay. Dragomir. What a cool name. Because I'm not familiar with the name in English. Dragomir. Drago. I've heard Drago before. I'm trying to think. Or Dragos. Isn't Dragos a name in and of itself, I think? There's a great comedian. I don't know if he's Serbian. No, he's Romanian. There is a comedian on TikTok, Dragos something, and he's Romanian and he's funny as shit. He's absolutely hilarious. His shtick is going with the audience and just asking people, so where are you from? What do you do for a living? And just playing with them. And it's the funniest shit. I don't think he's Ivan Drago, it's something different, but he's hilarious. I haven't seen him recently. He used to always cross my feed. I do follow him. But it's Dragos something. I forgot to know his last name. He's very funny. And of course, his English is super fluent and he travels around Europe. He's just really good. Dracula linguistically? Oh, that's interesting. But yeah, Dragos, that's an interesting name. Very quick wit. Oh, he's brilliant. If I weren't, well, I can look just for fun. Let me look just for fun. I always sort of like recommending people to people when I can. TikTok. Let me pull up my account on TikTok. I think I can while we're live and see. Come on, as my camera drops on me. Come on, TikTok, don't be evil. Oops. All right. Still not me. New profile. Here we go. All right. Following. Where's my follow? Here's my following. All right. Let me see really quick. I'm going to find you and see if he's still online, but I like to sort of recommend people occasionally for you guys to find because they're very funny. I will find this. I mean, I follow 250 people, so it's not like it doesn't take forever for me to find it. If he's got a name that is memorable, this is this Romanian comedian who, like I said, works in English and travels around Europe and just does great. He's just great. Now, he was one of the early people I followed. Let me see here. Alexandra, Julia, Sean, Brittany. Oh, yeah, some of the Ukrainians I'm following now. I'm finding Oliver. I love Ollie. Oliver's Oxford. Sasha, you're fine. Stay here. Hey, stay here. No, no. Jesus. My nephew walked through and now the dog wants to see him. Of course. Sasha. Jesus. Okay, now she's going to whine. Sasha. I'm going to have to grab her in a second here. Sasha. Hold on. I'm still going to find you, Dragos. Sasha, you'll live. Oh, my God, you'll live. I know, but you'll live. Literally whining behind me like it's the end of all time. Vlad. There's Vlad. It's not Vlad. I am going to find you, Dragos. Hey, that's enough. I will pick you up if you make me, and you will not like it. I'm still going to. Dragos. His name is Dragos. It's Dragos Comedy. D-R-A on TikTok. D-R-A-G-O-U-O. Excuse me. D-R-A-G-O-S. So D-R-A-G-O-S Comedy. One word. I'm going to see if he's still live. Hopefully he's posted stuff recently. I can't tell, but I'm hoping it's recent. He is absolutely hilarious. Okay, good. I'm glad I found it now. Good. I feel better. Oh, he is moving. That's great. That's wonderful. A little bit of mine's it's like not enough caffeine headache. So the baby gate might help. We do have the baby gate here. Well, she gets upset because he came in the room and she likes him. So now, Sasha, hey, one second. Also, like, I think the front door is empty. I can open it or close. You're fine now. Go. Yeah. Oh, it's loud though. Oh, okay. A little louder when I open the door though. Okay. Maybe getting a little loud here. But yeah, no, because they're not going through the front. I was afraid they were going through the front door, taking stuff out. I didn't want the dog running around, but then she gets upset. You're fine. Hi. You're fine. I know. He's upstairs now. You're not going to like it upstairs. He did post a video today. Excellent, Solak. He's really, watch him. Again, it's my taste. He's funny because he's very polite. He's very smart. Again, English is not his first language, but his English is brilliant. And he's very funny. This Dragos Comedy guy on TikTok. I think he's hilarious. But again, I'd love to meet him because he's just like a very smart, well, I guess like good comedians are, very smart guy. Anyway. All right, we're at an hour 15. I think I'm going to close up shop soon, guys. Thank you, user336. Good to see you. If I could find him, I would. I don't know whether I could try to message him. Actually, that's kind of funny. That would be fun to do a live with him. That would be kind of fun. Although I don't know. The only thing is, interviewing comedians can be weird. Like I've got a very close friend of mine who's a comedian with Second City out in Los Angeles, famous American comedy troupe. And it's funny though. I've tried to interview Andy about comedy once, and it was a weird interview because Andy's a funny comedian. He's uncomfortable when he's having a serious discussion. So a serious interview for him was weird. He wasn't like, that wasn't a normal thing for him to do, It was very funny. So, but I would still consider, thank you, Elizabeth. Maybe I will reach out to him and say, just people, I mentioned you. I think you're funny. You're really interesting. And, have you on the show. I don't know, see what happens. The problem is we'd almost have to maybe we could. We'd pick audience members and have him interview you. You never know how it would turn out, though, because, you know, if we get crazy people, although actually we do know the regulars, we could pick the regulars. I could pick you guys and bring you up on stage if you're interested, you know. Anyway, all right, Colin, have a good night. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off, I think. Remember, tomorrow we've got our weekend show for the paid subscribers, the monthly subscribers. So anybody on TikTok whose name has an SNN next to it, either you bought a monthly subscription or somebody gave you one as a gift for 1 month. For those of you on YouTube, anybody with a green name on YouTube, and anybody on Discord who's any kind of a monthly subscriber there with any of the other services, Ko-fi, etc. I will be on all three tomorrow morning, 10:30 a.m. Central Time, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Thank you, Zoom. I will ask Vlad if he can join us. He and I were communicating in the last couple of days. He's been busy. I didn't want to sort of bother him, but we could actually we haven't had Vlad in a few weeks. It would be good to get Vlad back. And I didn't do last weekend because I was traveling anyway. So that's a good idea. Let me reach out to, actually, I'll reach out to Vlad right now so I don't forget. Hang on. Any chance you can, hold on. I've got to use my keyboard because I'm typing. My computer keyboard doesn't work well. You can join us on Saturday. It's at 11:30 Eastern Time. Folks are asking how you are, and I'll put a smiley face. Okay, there we go. All right. Well, let's see. This way, at least when Vlad wakes up, he may still be awake, but when he wakes up, he'll see the message and join us. Thank you, Rita. I appreciate that. All right. Well, guys, have a good evening. Thanks for joining us. Do check out the auctions over on our Discord community. We've got to do more with Discord anyway. We haven't sort of done one of my shows over there in a while. Yes, I will end my live. It'll probably get screwed up and then I'll restart my iPad, which hopefully will then fix it for next time. We'll find out tomorrow, won't we? The name of the comedian is Dragos, and his show on TikTok is Dragos Comedy. One word, Dragos. Dragos Comedy. Barbara's asking how you get on Discord. It's not terribly easy, Barbara, to be honest. You can go to my profile on TikTok, click the link that says Linktree. The top thing is Discord. If the spirits are with us, clicking that link will bring you to Discord. You got to create an account. It's free. Don't pay. But it's Discord, I find not to be I don't want to like downplay it, but it's not the easiest thing if you've never been there. Once you get used to it, it makes sense. But initially, it's kind of like not clear how it works. But anyway, the auction should be on the left, Al. The auction should be on the left. All right, guys, I'm going to hang up because everyone's here now. All right, we'll talk later. All right, okay. Thank you, guys. See you guys. We'll help you next week finding the auctions and everything. But the auction should be on the left. They're running till next Friday. So we got time.